sky is painted in shades of gold, and the evening breeze feels soft and old. The birds are singing their final song, like they've been waiting all day long. Nothing to hurry, nowhere to be, just the quiet world surrounding me. The years go by like drifting clouds, but peace is here and now. Where the wind comes to rest, I can finally breathe again. All the roads I've traveled lead me back to where I've been. Where the wind comes to rest, every memory shines so bright, like the fading sun holding on to the light. The old oak tree still stands alone, watching seasons come and go. Stories written in every leaf, moments of joy and moments of grief. I've walked through rain, I've walked through sun, and somehow every step I've taken has brought me here today. No need to chase tomorrow, no need to hold yesterday. The beauty of this moment is enough to light the way. Where the wind comes to rest, my heart feels young again. All the dreams I carried still dance upon the wind. Where the wind comes to rest, I softly close my eyes and thank the road behind me as another day goes by.
Back when we were young, the world seemed wide and bright. We chased the morning sun and drove through summer nights, with windows rolling down and music on the radio. We thought those endless roads were all we'd ever know. We talked about our dreams like they were waiting just ahead. Every little plan we made still echoes in my head. Some found distant cities, some stayed in our hometown, but every path we followed left footprints on the ground. Time keeps turning pages like a story never laughter leads us to the people we've become. Back when we were young, we believed in open skies. We carried all our hopes like stars within our eyes. Though the years have passed us by, the memories still remain, like an old familiar melody drifting through the rain. Back when we were young, there was a little diner on the edge of Maple Street, where laughter filled the air and life felt bittersweet. We shared our fears and secrets around a wooden booth, and somehow found the courage that only comes with youth. Some faces faded slowly, like photographs in time. Some names still make me smile whenever they cross my mind. Though we can't return to those golden days again, their light still guides us softly around every bend. The road was never perfect, the journey wasn't always kind, but every joy and heartbreak left a treasure behind. And if I had the chance to live those years once more, I'd walk the same old highways and knock on every door. Back when we were young, the future felt so near. Now I see its beauty from a different point of view. The dreams may have grown older, but they never truly died. They're still dancing in the sunset, just beyond the sky. Back when we were young, back when we were young, back when we were young, still alive inside.
The lights along Main Street are glowing one by one. The baker waves goodbye, his busy day is done. A couple walks together past the corner grocery store, and someone hums a melody I've heard somewhere before. The sky's turning amber as the daylight slips away. Children race their bicycles at the end of one more day. The old clock on the courthouse keeps its steady rhythm hear them still, like a friend who's always waiting on top of the hill. Some things may change and some may disappear, but simple moments like these stay forever near. The lights along Main Street still shine inside my heart, like little pieces of yesterday that never drift apart. The lights along Main Street guide me through the years, with their quiet kind of magic and memories so dear. Mrs. Parker's flower stand still blooms in my mind, and the barber by the station who was always kind. The stories and the laughter that fill the evening air are written in the sidewalks and waiting everywhere.
Found your letters late last night inside an old wooden box. The paper had turned soft with time, the ink was nearly lost, but every word came back to me like music from the past. A simple line, a tender phrase, a love that seemed to last. We wrote about the little things, the weather and the rain, the dreams we had when we were young, the joy, the hope, the pain. I still remember waiting there beside the old front door. One letter in my trembling hands meant more than gold before. When love moved slowly and hearts knew how to wait, every word felt precious, like a message sent by fate. Letters in the moonlight, written from the heart, carrying our memories across the years apart. Letters in the moonlight still remain with me, like a song from long ago, still floating on the breeze. The world has changed around us now, it moves too fast some days, but handwritten words still hold a warm and gentle grace. Name upon an envelope, a stamp from far away, could turn an ordinary night into a brighter day. Some loves become a photograph, some dreams become a song, some moments stay inside the heart, no matter how long gone. When the evening settles down, I read those lines again. They bring me back to who we were and where love moved slowly, and hearts knew how to wait. Every word felt precious, like a message sent by fate. Letters in the moonlight, written from the heart, carrying our memories across the years apart. Letters in the moonlight still remain with me, like a song from long ago, still floating on the breeze. If I could send one letter now across the years tonight, I would simply say thank you for every tender light, for every dream we carried, for every tear we knew, for every quiet evening that led my heart to you. Letters in the moonlight, still shining in my soul. Every page reminds me love can make us whole. Letters in the moonlight, forever by my side. A story written long ago, still beautiful tonight. Letters in the moonlight, still shining in my soul. Every page reminds me love can make us whole. Letters in the moonlight, forever by my side. A story written long ago, still beautiful tonight. Still beautiful tonight. Letters in the moonlight, stay with me tonight.
The whistle calls across the night, a lonely sound beneath the station lights. People gather, people leave, another journey begins. The last train home is waiting now beneath the fading sky. Suitcases and quiet dreams standing side by side. A child asleep beside the window, an old man reads the news. Everyone is carrying stories only they can choose. The train begins to roll away, the city falls behind. Streetlights fade into the darkness like memories in time. Fields of gold and winding rivers pass beneath the moon, and somewhere in the distance a familiar town appears. Life keeps moving like these rails, stretching far beyond the view. Every mile becomes a lesson, every stop a truth. On the last train home, I watch the world go remember younger days when the future felt so wide. Every station held a promise waiting just outside. Friends who shared the journey, some still walk beside me now. Others live inside my heart like echoes somehow. The years have come and gone like seasons through the trees. Some brought joy and laughter, some brought tears to me. Yet I wouldn't trade a moment of the road I've traveled through. Every turn and every crossing led me here to you. Life keeps moving like these rails, stretching far beyond the view. Every mile becomes a lesson, every stop a truth. On the last train home, I watch the world go by. Dreams and memories drifting under midnight skies. On the last train home, every road I've known leads me back to simple things in the place I call home. Road's piano answers softly, warm strings rise slowly. One day every traveler must set their luggage down and find that what they searched for was waiting in their hometown. Not in distant places, not beyond the sea, but in the love we've gathered from everyone we meet. On the last train home, the stars begin to shine, lighting every memory I've carried through my life. On the last train home, the journey finally shows that the greatest destination is the heart that still grows. On the last train home, I watch the world go by, grateful for the roads I've walked beneath these endless skies. On the last train home, I softly close my eyes and hear the wheels keep singing their gentle lullaby. The whistle fades, the station sleeps, and home is waiting there.
Waves roll in beneath the moon, a foghorn calls from far away. Seagulls crying to the wind as the lighthouse wakes again. He climbs the stairs at 9:30 with a lantern in his hand, an old coat wrapped around his shoulders, salt and silver in his hair. The village lights are fading low behind the harbor wall, but high above the restless sea, he keeps watch for them all. He knows the names of every boat that passes through the bay, the fishermen, the midnight ships, the ones who sail away. Some return with morning light, some vanish in the storm. Still he keeps the beacon bright to guide the weary home. And every night the ocean speaks in voices soft and deep, of promises of long goodbyes and dreams the waves still keep. The lighthouse keeper keeps the fire burning through the rain and rolling tide. The lighthouse keeper stands alone but steady with the stars as his guide. When the world grows dark and the sea runs wild, he shines a light for every wandering child. The lighthouse keeper still believes in home. There was a time when he was young and wanted distant shores. He dreamed of crossing every sea and opening every door. But love can plant a quiet root in places small and true. So he stayed beside the harbor where the sky meets blue. Her picture rests beside the glass in a wooden frame of gold. The woman who once waited there before the nights grew cold. He speaks to her when storms arrive, as if she's standing near. And in the turning of the light, he feels her love still here. And every night the ocean speaks in voices soft and deep, of promises of long goodbyes and dreams the waves still keep. The lighthouse keeper keeps the fire burning through the rain and rolling tide. The lighthouse keeper stands alone but steady with the stars as his guide. When the world grows dark and the sea runs wild, he shines a light for every wandering child. The lighthouse keeper still believes in home. Maybe every heart becomes a lighthouse when it learns to love and wait. Maybe every life can be a beacon for someone coming late. Not all heroes cross the ocean, not all stories make the news. Some are written in the silence by the light they choose. The lighthouse keeper keeps the fire burning for the lonely and the lost. The lighthouse keeper When the night is long and the road is unknown, He shines a light that says you're not alone. The lighthouse keeper still believes in home. The lighthouse keeper keeps the fire burning till the first light touches the foam. The lighthouse keeper smiles into the morning as the ships come safely home. When the world grows dark and the sea runs wild, He shines a light for every wandering child. The lighthouse keeper still believes in home. The foghorn fades, the waves roll on, and the light keeps turning.
Harbor sleeps beneath the morning blue. A boat bell rings across the quiet view. Seagulls rise where the daylight starts, and the tide comes home with 1,000 hearts. The harbor at dawn is waking slow, with lanterns fading one by one. Old men mend their fishing nets before the first touch of the sun. A woman stands beside the pier, her coat wrapped tight against the breeze, waiting for a boat she knows to return across the silver sea. The cafe door begins to open, coffee warms the morning air. Someone sweeps the wooden steps like every day with quiet care. The ocean holds its secrets deep, of storms and songs and miles unknown. But every wave that reaches shore seems to whisper, welcome home. Some hearts wait beside the water, some dreams sail beyond the bay. But love is like a harbor light that never fades away. At the harbor at dawn, the world begins again, with the sound of returning boats and the kindness of old friends. At the harbor at dawn, hope is soft and warm, like a hand upon your shoulder after weathering the storm. A young boy runs along the dock, waving both his hands up high. His father's boat is coming in beneath the pearl gray sky. There are tears that no one speaks of, there are smiles that say enough. In a town that knows the ocean, every morning carries love. watch the years like passing ships slowly drift away. But something in this morning light still feels simple, still feels true. Every ending has a doorway, every dawn begins anew. Some hearts wait beside the water, some dreams sail beyond the bay. But love is like a harbor light that never fades away. At the harbor at dawn, the world begins again, with the sound of returning boats and the kindness of old friends. At the harbor at dawn, hope is soft and warm, like a hand upon your shoulder after weathering the storm. Gentle acoustic guitar, warm strings rise like sunrise. Maybe life is like the ocean, always changing, never still. Some days calm and shining, some days climbing up the hill. But if we keep a light inside us and a place where we belong, we can face another morning with a quiet, steady song. At the harbor at dawn, the sun begins to rise, turning every tear to gold beneath the open skies. At the harbor at dawn, we learn to carry on, with love enough to guide us and the courage to be strong. At the harbor at dawn, the world begins again, with the sound of returning boats and the kindness of old friends. At the harbor at dawn, hope is soft and warm, like a hand upon your shoulder after weathering the storm. The bell rings once, the tide rolls on, and morning fills the harbor.
The projector starts to turn tonight. A silver beam cuts through the dusty light. The curtain rises soft and slow, and all the years begin to glow. There's an old movie house on the edge of town, with a broken sign and faded gold, where we bought 2 tickets every Friday night, back when our young hearts felt bold. The posters on the lobby wall have lost their colors through the years, but I can still see your smiling face through the laughter and the tears. We sat in the middle row, number 9, sharing popcorn hand in hand. The story on the screen was sweet, but ours was better than they planned. Outside the world kept moving fast, but inside time stood still. With every song and every scene, I remember how it feels. Some dreams fade like closing credits. Some lights slowly disappear, but certain moments stay forever, like a melody we hear. At the old movie house, love was simple, love was kind. Every frame still plays again, somewhere in my mind. At the old movie house, we were young beneath the stars, watching life and love unfold in the quiet of the dark. The man who ran the ticket booth knew every name in town. He'd say, enjoy the picture, friends, before the lights went down. There was magic in that little room with its velvet seats and walls, a place where lonely people smiled and forgot the world outside. Now the doors are closed and chained, the marquee letters gone, but memories have a way of staying long after places move on. Sometimes when the evening falls, I walk that street again and hear the music from the screen like an old familiar friend. Some dreams fade like closing credits. Some lights slowly disappear, but certain moments stay forever, like a melody we hear. At the old movie house, love was simple, love was kind. Every frame still plays again, somewhere in my mind. At the old movie house, we were young beneath the stars, watching life and love unfold in the quiet of the dark. Maybe life is just a movie made of joy and small goodbyes, 1,000 scenes of ordinary days that shine before our eyes. And if the final credits roll, I hope they kindly say, we loved, we laughed, we held on tight and found beauty on the way. At the old movie house, the lights still shine for me in the corners of my memory, where we will always be. At the old movie house, I can hear that song once more, a love from long watching life and love unfold in the quiet of the dark. The projector slows, the curtain falls, but the music still remains.
The river moves beneath the bridge, like time beneath our feet. The evening wind remembers things we thought we'd never keep. I stand upon the old bridge now and watch the water flow, carrying years of laughter to places I don't know. The town is quieter than before. The trees have grown so tall, yet something in this gentle light still feels familiar after all. We crossed this bridge 1,000 times when life was racing by, chasing dreams beyond the hills, beneath an endless sky. We never stopped to notice them, how beautiful it was. The river and the evening sun, the simple things we loved. Now every passing season feels like a precious song, teaching me that every step has helped me carry on. Across the river bridge, I see my life unfold, like pages turning softly in a story gently told. Across the river bridge, the years no longer hide every joy and every sorrow walking by my side. Some friends have gone their separate ways. Some names still make me smile. Some dreams arrive much later than I expected for a while. But every road and every turn brought lessons I can see. The person standing here today is who I was meant to be. The river doesn't hurry, yet it always finds its way. A quiet kind of wisdom in the ending of the day. And maybe that's the secret that life has tried to show. Not everything worth having needs to move so fast to grow. Now every passing season feels like a precious song, teaching me that every step has helped me carry on. Across the river bridge, I see my life unfold, like pages turning softly in a story gently told. Across the river bridge, the years no longer hide every joy and every sorrow walking by my side. Gentle electric guitar, warm strings rising slowly. If I could speak to my younger self, running toward tomorrow, I'd tell him not to fear the rain, every little sorrow, for every tear and every smile would shape the road ahead and fill the heart with gratitude for every life that's led. Across the river bridge, the evening sky turns gold, and every memory shines brighter than it ever did before. Across the river bridge, I finally understand life was never just the journey, it was learning where to stand. Across the river bridge, the river still rolls on, and though the years keep moving, their beauty isn't gone. Across the river bridge, I softly close my eyes and thank the road behind me. Beneath these peaceful skies, the river flows, the wind still sings, and evening holds the light.
The road stretches out before us, beneath the fading light. Every mile a memory, every star a guiding light. I've walked through fields of summer and winters dressed in white.
I watched the morning sunrise and the falling of the night.
I've crossed 1,000 rivers and traveled many roads,
carrying dreams and stories in the corners of my soul. I've stood beside the ocean and listened to the waves.
I've watched the harbor waking at the start of brighter days. I've kept old photographs
And letters tied with string,
treasures from another time,
and all the songs they bring.
the years may keep on moving
Like clouds across the sky,
but love remains beside us
as the seasons pass us by.
On the road back home, we finally understand
Life is not the destination, but the hearts we hold in hand.
on the road back home, every step becomes a part
Of the story that we're writing in the pages of our hearts.
the train has reached the station, the lighthouse shines once more.
The river keeps on flowing like it always has before.
The movie house is quiet, the harbor
Greets the dawn,
yet all the love we gathered
has never really gone. The road behind is golden,
the road ahead is clear,
and every joy and sorrow
has brought us safely here.
the faces that we cherish
Still walk beside us now,
in every gentle memory and every whispered vow.
the years may keep on moving,
Like clouds across the sky,
but love remains beside us
as the seasons pass us by.
on the road back home. We finally understand
Life is not the destination, but the hearts we hold in hand.
on the road back home, every step becomes a part
Of the story that we're writing in the pages of our hearts.
when the final evening comes.
And the daylight fades away,
May we look back on the journey
with gratitude and grace,
for every road we traveled,
for every hand we held,
for every quiet moment
where life's true beauty dwelled.
on the road back home. The evening sky is gold,
Every dream we've ever carried
still shines within our souls. On the road back home,
the journey carries on,
through the love we've shared together,
and the hope that keeps us strong. disappear, and home is waiting here.